Hello everyone and welcome back to day 2 of this event to rejuvenate, reconnect and revitalize ourselves for the year ahead. I hope you really benefited from yesterday's session, and if you are joining us for the first time today, a very warm welcome to you. 2020 was a challenging year for all of us, and from what we've seen so far in 2021, those challenges are by no means over. It's really easy to react to events going on around us and to allow our mood, our relationship, and even our health to be affected by stressful and challenging external situations. However, when we learn to center ourselves and connect with our hearts, we find ourselves developing an inner calm and emotional resilience that can have a profound and positive impact on the way we feel about our circumstances. Today, I'm delighted to welcome two wonderful guests who have both got background in music, although from very different traditions. Shashank Subramanyam began performing for the general public in 1984 at the age of 6. He has established a successful career in the field of Indian classical music for over 35 years within India and internationally. He is the youngest recipient of the prestigious Sangeet Natak Academy Senior Award for the year 2017, bestowed by the Honorable President of India. Shashank is considered to be one of the finest bamboo flute artists and has done extensive work in the area of harmoniously integrating vocal and instrumental styles of Carnatic music to a unique style of his own. Joshua Pollock is a heartfulness trainer and co-author of the best-selling book, The Heartfulness Way. Joshua teaches meditation internationally and has lectured at companies and institutions including Amazon, Google, the New York Times, the World Bank, and Columbia University. A trained classical violinist, Joshua has collaborated extensively with the celebrated composer A.R. Rahman on multiple film scores, including Gajani and Delhi 6. We will be treated to a flute performance by Shashank, and Joshua will guide us through heartfulness relaxation and meditation session.
Hello. I'm happy to return to the Nehru Centre. I actually visited in 2018, and I was fortunate enough to give a speech there and meet so many people there. And so this is the second best thing, I guess. I'm not able to actually go back. I'm in New Delhi right now, but anyway, this will have to do for now. So welcome to day 2 of this series. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank the organizers. I want to thank Amishji for having me. And like all of you, I watched day 1. I watched the interview, the discussion rather, between Daji and Amishji yesterday, and I learned so much from it that I didn't know. And I even adopted certain things. I already went out and bought white radishes in the morning, only in the morning, as we learned. And I found it, very, very interesting for a number of reasons. Everything that was, that we learned from that, so much about vitamins and herbs and Ayurveda, right? There was also something else that I took away from that. And the interesting thing is that of course, Daji was asked to speak about subjects which are practical in relation to pandemic-related problems, because that's what everybody's focused on right now, especially in the UK where you are under lockdown, right? So he was asked to speak about practical issues. And an interesting thing is he spoke about things very much apart from spirituality, which is the field in which he is, most known, right? He didn't speak much about spirituality. And for me, I found this to be incredibly significant. And the reason I found this to be significant was that if you ask a spiritual person to help you solve a problem, they may help you solve the problem, but they won't speak to you about spirituality. And the reason for that, there's a reason for that. Spirituality doesn't exist to solve problems. And to attempt to present spirituality as a solution for whether it's pandemic-related problems or problems with poverty or your love life or relationships or finances, to present spirituality as a solution for anything very much diminishes what spirituality actually is. And I think, therefore, it was very significant that he focused his session on ways that we can keep ourselves healthy and maintain our immunity and things of this nature. Spirituality is a funny thing because it doesn't solve any problems, but somehow it solves all the problems at the same time. The very problem posed by being alive, if that's a problem, I don't mean that in a negative way, but the repercussions of this situation, right? Spirituality doesn't go and solve them on an individual basis, but it provides a completely different experience of the entire thing, a different perspective. Fundamentally, if spirituality is truth, it's not a solution. Spirituality is simply truth. And those who pursue spirituality are pursuing truth. And to pursue spirituality with any kind of agenda, or even need to pursue it with an agenda, can you pursue truth with an agenda? It's almost, they're opposites in a sense, opposite approaches, right? And this truth, what is this truth that spirituality propagates, or that it is at its essence? You can say it's a truth of being, the truth of oneness. Let's forget about spirituality for a moment. Just on a purely physical level, on a material level, just follow me through a really basic thought experiment, which is just that. Imagine that your vision is so keen that you can penetrate matter, or you don't even need to pretend this. Just imagine you're looking through an electron microscope, okay? And now, instead of seeing a table, instead of seeing a wall, instead of seeing curtains, a computer, now you're seeing molecules, right? The form, you don't see the forms, the individual forms of these objects. You don't see the identities of these objects. You just see the molecules. And you can go even further now. Go into the molecule and you see the atom. Go into the atom and you see the component parts of that atom. And you see, of course, the enormous amount of space in between those parts, right? And now you might start to think, you might start to say that you cannot discern between objects anymore, between identities anymore. Because now you're seeing that the building blocks of matter, right, that everything shares, all these objects and identities share these common building blocks of matter, right? And you start to wonder, what is the difference, fundamental difference between them? Where on the surface they look so much like a table and a chair and a ceiling and a dog and a cat and a frog, right? But you don't see that at this minute level. Okay, now let's come back out of that. Now let's move on. Spirituality, it proposes a very similar message in a way. Of course, it does it in a different way. And that fundamental message is oneness, right? And that fundamental message of oneness is that there is only one existence in this whole universe. There's not my existence and your existence and so many individual existences. There is only one existence. And all that we see, all the different forms and all the different identities that we see, it is all that one existence as many forms. It is that we can call that existence, let's give it a name, let us call it being. Or we can call it the divine. Let's call it being, pure being. Everything that we see, therefore, is pure being in the form of X, in the form of Y, in the form of Z, in the form of a dog, in the form of a cat, in the form of you and me. So in that case, the universe is only this existence interacting with itself in various forms, in various identities. Oneness, right? Now, some people will say that through spirituality, through the practice of meditation, they're able to see that being, they're able to see God in you. They're able to see God in themselves, they're able to see God in an object. It's almost true, it's not exactly true. Really, the thing is, in that case, there would be no object. You don't see God in a thing, you see God as a thing. When you look at that thing, you don't see that thing, you just see the divine. When you look at a table, you don't see the table, you just see being. And there's that unity, realizing that fundamental truth, right? And some people call this existence of, everything being only one thing interacting with itself. They would call this the divine play or divine leela, something like that. But the problem is, for us, we don't see that as a play. Because for us, the stakes are too high. Right? There's nothing playful about it, because for me, the stakes are, they're life and death, right? They're life and death, or it's heartache and, heartbreak and happiness, or it's pain and, enjoyment, or, sickness and health. Those are the stakes of this interaction, this sort of divine play. It's not a play for me. It's very serious because the consequences are serious. And so therefore we suffer. And this is sort of the condition of being human, right? In the context of this larger condition of existence, which somehow we're not able to perceive or experience or be in touch with, and therefore we suffer. So, this is what spirituality deals with. And this, you can use another thought experiment. If you just follow along, imagine, let's say, a wave in the ocean, right? This is a common one. You may have heard this analogy before, but imagine a wave in the ocean. And that wave, it sees the other waves around it. And it sees that those other waves are cresting and dissolving back into the ocean again. And it worries. It sees, it becomes sad first. Like all of us have lost people. All of us have lost family members, in our lives. And we become sad. We say, I'll never see them again. Where have they gone? And in the same way, it's like the wave looking at the other waves and saying, it was just here and now it's no longer here. It's gone, but that's not seeing that it was the ocean all along. And you as a wave, when you're cresting and about to plunge back into the ocean, and then you cry out and say, I don't want to go back into this ocean because I'll lose myself now. But that wave was the ocean all along. Right? So the individual is that wave. That's the message of spirituality. The individual is that wave. And the thing is that, when you meditate, all of a sudden, you're just like a wave dissolving into the ocean. You are dissolving into that one being, right? That one single existence. In meditation, I close my eyes and I dissolve myself in that pure being that all of a sudden I find within myself. All of a sudden I realize within myself. And in that moment, it is not like a death of my individual being at all, but something is, I'm now connected with this almost cosmic entity, that same entity which is myself and which is you and which is everything, all of a sudden is expressing itself in me. And I have lost this illusion of being a wave, which does not realize that it is the ocean in the form of a wave, just as I don't realize that I am that infinite being in the form of, Joshua, which is my name, right? So this is the predicament of life, and this is the predicament which meditation actually helps us solve, And here I'm also reminded, because today we have, as was announced at the beginning, we have a guest, Shashank Subramanyam, right, who is a great flautist. And this symbol of the flute, we may have seen, if we're familiar at all with Indian philosophy and Indian legends, then we'll know this symbol of Krishna and the flute. And how there's a story when Krishna, he tells Radha, he shows the flute to Radha, right? And he says, what's in this flute anyway? Because she valued this. And he said, what's in it? And she says, nothing is in the flute, right? And when I dissolve myself in meditation and connect myself with this being, the great being, you can say, with existence itself, with the divine itself, now I become like that flute, right? Which is empty, and now this music of the cosmos, you can say, is flowing through it, right? And that's what my life becomes about now. My life becomes an expression of that. It's no more being concerned about being an individual wave which will one day crash back into the ocean and become extinct. It is not like that anymore, right? So now it's not like I remain alive. Some people, some philosophies have gone so far as to suggest that the solution for this predicament of life is somehow going out of life, going into death in such a way that you don't ever return. But truly, it would be to dissolve this illusion of being an individual, of being a wave, and allowing the ocean to come up within you, allowing being to come up within you. And that is something that we would call true life. That is the real life. And that is something that meditation brings about. And so with that, let's shift into the next part of this program. Introduce a good friend of mine, Shashank Subramanyam, who is a Grammy-nominated flautist. And we've actually done a number of events such as this one in the past, where I would conduct meditation and Shashank would play his beautiful melodies. And I'm happy that he's joining me. I'm happy that you are joining me today, Shashank, for this special
Thank you,
session.
Brother Josh.
And it's good to see you again after a long time.
Yeah, I still have fond memories from our tour of the US.
Yes.
Yeah, with the nice meditation sittings that you gave and subsequent concerts. It was such a memorable tour. I'm happy to
Yeah.
join you today.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And do you want to say a few words about, I know that spirituality, meditation, yoga, and also music have been almost integral parts of your life since a young age. And I was wondering if you just wanted to comment upon this sort of role, this marriage between spirituality and music in your own life,
Well, I was introduced to Sahaj Mag, as they called it before, under Chariji Maharaj, the master before Daji, back in 1995. And ever since then, I've had the beautiful, what do you say, presence of meditation in my life. As any would imagine, meditation adds such a great value to anything that you do, whether it be you be a musician or any profession. It brings such calmness and gives you such good perspective of such a different perspective once you meditate and once you are into this practice. So I've immensely benefited from it, and this is something I wish to share even through my music. It also got me thinking as to how to play more meditative music, and thereby I've even brought out many albums that help in meditation. So the whole process of Sajmarg and Heartfulness has given me so much, and this is what I would like to reflect upon in my music as well.
Beautiful. So why don't we do both then?
Yes.
We can meditate and have music. For the benefit of the viewers, let me just explain or review perhaps this heartfulness method of meditation. So here when we meditate, as you can probably tell from the word heartfulness, this is a heart-based meditation. And meditation is something which is based on feeling. Right? Feeling is broader than mere thinking. It encompasses feeling. When you go into the realm of feeling, all your faculties are included, all your senses are included, everything is included. So it's a holistic act. So we meditate on the heart, which is the center of feeling, the organ of feeling, you can say. So the way we go about doing this is we have a subtle thought that there is the presence, there's the source of light within your heart. You don't have to imagine it. You don't have to visualize a source of light. You can simply suggest that it's there. And in this process of meditation, you do one thing. You only close your eyes, and with your closed eyes, now you sort of, in a very patient and relaxed way, you observe how you feel at the level of your heart, in your heart. You observe how you feel and what sort of subtle state starts to emerge from within over the course of this period of meditation. So we're not doing a lot. We're just observing. We're witnessing the feelings of the heart and how they change and become meditative as we meditate. People sometimes ask, what do I do with my thoughts? And the answer is, the best way that I've heard is a metaphor. You treat your thoughts like they're uninvited guests in your house. An uninvited guest in your house, if you have any hospitality, you won't throw them out. You won't become belligerent. If you threw them out, the thoughts themselves would become belligerent and fight back, so there's no use. So instead, we simply allow them to be there, but we do not attend to them overly. You don't entertain them, inviting them to stay and engaging them and getting involved with them. No. You just allow them to be there and let them go on their own accord. So we don't fight with our thoughts. Right? That's what we do. And if we really are having trouble, really being disturbed by the presence of thoughts, then we can simply remind ourselves that I'm meditating on this source of light in my heart. And put your attention back to your heart, and that's that. So I hope that's clear, and I'll now guide you through a meditation. And first, I'll walk you through a relaxation process where I'll tell you to relax this part of the body, that part of the body. And then I'll ask you, once we're all completely relaxed so that we can meditate better, then I'll ask you to please start meditation. And then we'll sit silently for maybe 10 minutes until I tell you that that's all. Okay? So why don't we begin? Bring your attention to your toes. You can move your toes and relax them. Feel a healing current of energy from Mother Earth gently entering through your feet and relaxing your feet. Let this energy gradually move upwards and relax every part of the body that it touches. Let it move into your ankles and relax them. Let it move gently up your legs, relaxing your calves. Relaxing your knees. And let your upper legs relax. Allow this energy to move through your upper legs, your thighs, your hips, relaxing every muscle. Relax your waist. And your abdominal muscles. And relax all the muscles in your chest. Let your back muscles relax, starting from the base of your spine. Let the energy, the divine currents, let them move upwards through your back muscles, all the way up to your shoulders. And let your shoulders deeply relax. Your upper arms are relaxing. Your tricep muscles, your bicep muscles. Relax your elbows. And all the muscles in your forearms. Let your wrists relax, your hands. Relax your fingers and fingertips. Bring your attention to your neck. Now, focus on your neck muscles. Let them relax. Energy move upward through your neck, to your throat. And relax your jaws. Let your lower jaw drop just a little. Relax your mouth, your lips, your tongue. Let your whole face relax, all the muscles of your face. Your eyes and eyeballs. Let there be a lot of softness around your eyes. And relax your forehead. Relax your temples. Relax your ears and earlobes. And now, all the way to the top of your head. Let the energy flow. Become aware of your whole body. If any place calls out to you that it needs more relaxation, now relax that muscle, that organ, that area. And allow your whole body to become completely relaxed. Now remind yourself, within your heart, there's a source of divine light. You need not try to see it. But know that it is drawing you inward to the core of your being, in your heart. And allow yourself to become absorbed in the feeling of your heart. Like this, please start meditation. That's all. You can remain with your eyes closed for a few minutes and continue to feel the effect meditation has created in you and enjoy that effect. You might even find it intensifying even more after meditation has now been completed. Wonderful.
Thank you. Those were two popular, very patriotic songs. Since you're presenting it through Nehru Centre,
Hmm.
this would have much more of a relevance, these two songs that I played in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these
Why?
are these are two very patriotic songs from India. One composed by Mahatma Gandhi, and the other one was Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. These are two freedom fighters who composed these two beautiful songs. One was Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, and then other one was Vande Mataram in Ragdesh.
That's very thoughtful. Thank you. It was wonderful. It added such a, just made, I think it made this whole thing worthwhile, which your contribution today. So
Thank you, and
thank
I
you.
really enjoyed playing on top of what you were saying. It has so much music and meditation come together so beautifully there.
Yeah, I thought the first time I've ever tried anything like that. I think it worked really well.
Thank you.
I hope you've really enjoyed that flute performance and the meditation session. We'll meet again tomorrow for day 3 when the theme will be health and wellness. So please join us at 4 p.m. GMT tomorrow. See you then.